Greetings of peace. Thank you for watching my channel. The reason for this particular episode is because I want to answer a question regarding meditation. I think it's a very important question for me to do a video on. That's why I'm answering this question via video. Now, the person that asked this question, I did reply back to the particular person, but kind of pondered over what this person was asking me, and I felt like I didn't really give a good answer. I want to give justice to this person's question. The question was asked of me, what does one do if they're meditating and they're only seeing a void? How does one get past the void or the blackness? The question was asked of me. A person says they meditate for 2-3 hours at a time and they cannot seem to get past the void or the blackness. And they want to know, how do you get past that? Very, very good question. Meditation is definitely an act of working with your imagination. And when I say this, a lot of people are going to be kind of scared to really meditate, because a lot of people think that the imagination is not real. We're taught as children that if it's in your imagination, it's not true. Everything that's in your imagination is just pretty much just a figment of your mind, and it's not reality. And we're taught to totally discount our imagination. And that's not a good move, because when you deal with meditation and imagination and creativity, they all go hand in hand. And these things are what's called a right-brained event, or a right-brained exercise. Imagination comes from the right brain, not the left brain. The left brain is linear. It sees things as straight lines and exactness. And if it's not an exact way, the left brain won't believe it. The left brain only believes what's exact. The right brain doesn't see boundaries. The left brain doesn't even believe. Let's just put it like that. The left brain doesn't even believe. It deals with only data and facts. Whereas the right brain believes, it has faith, it has imagination. The right brain, beloved, is what you need to really become a great magician. The right brain is the feminine half of the brain. You have to develop that part of the brain in order to really experience meditation. Now, why am I talking about this relationship to the void? Many people see the void, and I used to see the void when I first started meditating. I didn't see anything, because I was a person, I'm using myself for an example, because I think it'll better help you. I didn't believe in aliens. Well, I believed in aliens at the time. I'm not going to lie, at the time when I first started meditating. But I'm saying, when I say I didn't believe in aliens, I believed the aliens were only like physical. Like, I believe the aliens came through the womb, and that was it. If it wasn't a physical, real live ET, I didn't believe in. So I didn't believe in life after death. I didn't believe in anything outside of physical, tangible reality. Like, it was a time where me, Ram Hotep, I believed like that. And I'm bringing it up for a reason. Because when I believed like that, and when I took that in my dreams, I didn't have any dreams during this period. When I meditated, when I first started out, when I still had those beliefs, I didn't see anything when I was meditating. And I'm not saying that's why you're seeing a void, because you may still believe in things. But I'm saying me. I didn't see anything. It was total blackness. And what I found out was that I suppressed my imagination by me believing and depending on my left brain for all of my results, and really following my left brain for my life path. And following that, I ruled out and canceled out my imagination, and it went away. So what happens is that when you don't use your imagination, you lose it. It's just like a language. If you don't use it, you lose it. Your imagination responds to symbols. It responds to colors. It responds on an esoteric level to many things that you may think have no value. Your right brain responds to that. Crystals. Your right brain responds to these crystals, the energies of these crystals. It's the right brain that is responsible for allowing you to be able to interact with these things on a subtle level. The subconscious mind is located within the right aspect of the brain or whatever. So, I mean, that's how you access it, from that point or from that region. So the right brain is important when it comes to experiencing meditation. Now, what you want to do is that once you develop your imagination and once you feel like you're ready, when you're seeing the void, that's the first step. There's nothing wrong with that. See, that's what I found out, was that the void was the first step. You're not going to see anything until you first see the void, because you need that space. That's the space. Like, all magic takes place in a space, and that's the space. So then what you have to do is you have to make boundaries within that space. So you draw a circle within that space. And you're saying, well, how do I draw a circle in meditation? You do this with your mind, beloved. You draw a circle, and within that, That's the circle. So then now you have a point of reference, or it can be a cube if you want it to be a cube, but you need a point of reference. And then once you have a circle or some type of an energy, you imagine yourself as a green dot within that white circle or that white cube. Make sure it's all white, a solid white circle or a solid white cube. You imagine yourself as a green dot within that cube. And you imagine yourself moving around that cube. So now it's not just void. You shouldn't just be seeing void anymore. Now you're seeing your movements. You're moving around this cube. And you're saying, well, how am I doing this? You're doing this up here. You're saying, well, what is this going to do for me? I mean, okay, so I'm seeing myself moving around the cube. Now you've created life. Because in the Bible it says, in the beginning was darkness, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. See, in the beginning was the void, because the void begins all magic. See, the Bible is telling you how to put together a magic ceremony. And meditation, beloved, is a magical ceremony. Don't get it twisted. Meditation is just as much working with, is deep working with meditational magic as it is working with candle magic or working with altars or working with ETs. All of these things can be done through meditation. So this is definitely a form of magic. And in the beginning was the void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And then the Lord said, let there be light. See, the light is your spirit. You have to bring the light to the void. You create the meditation in your mind. You use your imagination. From there, you'll begin to see things. You use your imagination in the beginning. You focus on moving around. You just stay focused on that, being that green dot. You are that green dot moving around in space. And the white background is the square or the circle. You're just moving around. And from that, you'll begin to, if you do that over a prolonged period of time, you build from there. So you can take that circle and turn it into 13 circles. See what I'm saying? And it's still the blackness, it's still in the background, but then you've divided the circle into 13 circles. There's a lot of things you can do with the beginning, starting with the beginning of the circle. You can take that circle, divide it into 13 circles, and then now you as a dot are moving amongst the 13 circles, representing the 13 constellations. So you're getting into meditation in the solar system. So you imagine the 13 circles and you're moving in between them. You don't have to imagine them as planets. Just imagine them as circles, as orbs, because that's all planets are just energy orbs. And once you get deep into this, what's going to happen is that you're going to begin to map the universe with your mind, and you'll begin to see things eventually. And eventually, over time, beings will begin to come to you. The question was asked to me by the same person: why aren't they seeing beings? Why aren't they seeing aliens? They say I talk about aliens in my videos, or how am I seeing these things? And they're not seeing them. They're just seeing voidness. They're not seeing anything. Well, for one thing, my alien experiences, now I'm more conscious with it, but I've never intentionally attracted an alien to me. I've never intentionally said, I want an alien to come to me right now. It's always been a state of meditation. It's always been when I was doing something else, and it just kind of happened. So I think that, you know what I'm saying, people that want to experience certain things, just like the fact that you want it, you kind of like push it away from you. You kind of just be receptive during meditation. You should never want to come into a meditation saying, I want to go talk to a gray. You always start with the symbol. You always start with the sigil. And from that sigil, the experiences will come to you. The visions will come to you. What you need to see, you'll see it. What you're supposed to see. Because what you have to realize is that when you're meditating, you're tapping into a realm, a real live realm, and it's alive. And what you're seeing is what you're supposed to see. What you're hearing is what you're supposed to hear. Everybody doesn't hear the same thing. Everybody doesn't see the same thing. You're seeing these things that's going to help you on your life path. You're hearing these things that's going to help you on your life path. Don't cancel out your imagination during meditation. Don't cancel out your intuition. Don't not believe in it. A lot of people, they just don't believe in the stuff they hear. They're like, is that me thinking these thoughts? And that's where you mess up at. You're thinking. When you think that, when you're saying, okay, I'm hearing myself thinking while I'm meditating, is that me? You have to remember this, beloved, and I always teach you guys this. You're never thinking. You're never thinking. Your thoughts aren't yours. You're simply just channeling in thoughts. You're a receiver. You simply decide which thoughts you're going to channel in based upon your vibration. You accept certain thoughts or you don't. But you're never thinking. So your thoughts aren't yours. So you observe what's being broadcasted over your thought wave or over your thought pattern. What's being broadcasted, whatever is being broadcasted is what you need to focus on. See, the problem with people in meditation and people in general is that they are too left-brained. You can't come into meditation left-brained. You want to see things from a left-brained perspective, and meditation is patient, it's receptive. You allow things to happen. You don't know what you're going to see until you become more lucid and learn how to control things more. Then maybe you can delve into like, okay, I want to go here and see and deal with these particular beings. But that's after you first build a pact with those beings, and they teach you how to access them at any time, and they allow you to access them at any time. So it's different levels to this thing. So a lot of times you might hear me say something on one level, and that's for that level. Then I might say something on another level, and that's for that level. So it depends on the level that you're on. But for those people, if you're not seeing anything, you need to develop your imagination. You need to work with colors during meditation. You need to get out of the void by putting images within the void. You need to focus on an image and keep your intent on that image. And from there, it'll unfold. The images will unfold. And you'll see what you're supposed to see, and you'll learn the lessons that you need to learn. So that's how you get past the void. You need to use the light. You have to look for the light. When you meditate, you always look for the light. It starts off black, and you look for the light. Just keep looking for it. And if you keep looking for it, you're going to find it, because there's light all around us. Even in outer space, it looks black, but it's not black. It just looks black. You can't perceive that type of light because it's coming at you from a different angle, so that's why it looks black. But there's light all around us. So you have to just find that light by looking for it within yourself. You keep searching and digging and digging. You'll see the light, and eventually it may start off white, then it may become purple, then it may become green. You just keep looking. If you stay in it, the longer you stay in it, the more you'll see. Then eventually a being may come to you. And all of this is happening within the fourth dimension. And it can get so real, beloved, to where it's just like a dream, where you feel like you're there, but you're meditating. Keep that in mind. You're meditating. You're not asleep. You're lucid. You're in a state right before you go to sleep. You're in that state of slumber. You're in that state for a period of time. If you can stay in that state for a period of time, and the longer you can stay in that state, the more you'll see. So if you can get to that state, it's based off rapid eye movement. So when you're meditating, you got to get to that state through time. It takes time. It's going to take you longer than 30 minutes. You got to at least sit for 30 minutes to really start meditating, unless you know how to properly breathe. So if you're not properly breathing, that could be another reason why you aren't seeing things. Because when you breathe, you take in the spiritual energy force called prana or chi. And within this force is a magical element that allows you to take in something and allows you to see more with your third eye, your pineal gland, than what the person is not taking in oxygen and chi and prana from their pineal gland. It allows you to see more than what they can see, because you can breathe through here. You can breathe through here, and you can take in energy from here too. And when you meditate, imagine this opening up. Imagine you taking in prana and chi from that. You see, you can do that. You can do these things with your energy. You know what I'm saying? You just have to imagine. Use your imagination. You can breathe through your pores. Use your imagination. Your imagination is powerful. Look up the term imagination. Research it. Very interesting. So that's my brief video on the void and how to get past it. I do have a guided meditation that teaches people how to breathe. For those people that are interested in my guided meditation, you visit the link below. And I hope you guys learned something. I thank you guys for listening. I thank you guys for watching. And until we meet again, I'm going to leave you all in peace and love.